Hey guys, here we go. Another update. Yep, obviously the supercharger's in. I think we've already known that. Pretty much ready to go. Just got to do the couple little things. Put in my oil catch can. That's about it. Need a new dipstick. That broke off. Forgot to take that off during the install. And I rested on it, snapped. So we need a new one of those. But everything else is ready to go. Installed. We're going to work on the front. And I think I gave you some secrets on my intake with naturally aspirated. See, it's a larger intake than the stock. It's like twice as large. We're going to work on routing air into that to figure out how to do that. Because we want to draw cold air. We don't want the air coming from these radiators. So I had to get a new cover. My last cover I had the air routed up from behind the bumper. Now we have to route air from in front of the bumper somehow. So we're going to work on that. Because that's got to get shrouded off. We don't want heat from the radiators coming up into the intake. So we're going to draw in outside air. So we're going to work on that. That's about it. We're going to give it a fire up. The lightweight battery doesn't like the cold. I have to keep it charged. But as long as it's good enough, it's good enough. That's it. Let's fire this thing up. See what it sounds like. Oops. And one more thing. We won't be doing a test run. It's officially winter. Just snowed. It was raining the last couple days, and now it just finally snowed. So that's it. They're going to resalt. I think that's it for the year. No test runs. I was hoping to get at least a small test run. I think I shared this video. If not, I'm going to share it. I did a small, like 2,500 RPM launch in the driveway, and everything's fine. Just need to mass airflow sensor is a little rich, probably about 6% rich with the factory settings. We got to lean that out, and then but then we need to make actual real runs so we can tune it in. But actually, yeah, tune's running good. So far, everything's fine. Let's fire it up. The key to starting is having a key. That startup's a little harsh. Might have to tune that out of it, but other than that, we should be good. You can see the snow. Running good. Fires up, starts, runs. That's about all there is to do before this stops. Sound good. No way about it. This supercharger, you don't hear anything. It's super quiet. My fan belt was off one groove. Seems like it's okay now. You can see there's a little white line there. For some reason that bottom pulley was off a little bit. Yep, now it's not jumping as much. Looks good. Looks like it's lined up really good. Almost perfect. One of the keys to these superchargers, you have to line that pulley up. These pulleys got to be lined up. That's when it throws belts. And you have problems with that. Yeah, it's not jumping around anymore. I have a new idler. Actually, I have all new idlers. I replaced all the idlers and the tensioner. And in hindsight, I'm kind of glad I did. Superchargers are hard on that stuff. So you might as well start off with new things. Having a loose tensioner can, on a high horsepower car, well, let's just say it's about 10%. You can lose up to 10 to 20% power just from the tensioner alone. Manual tensioners don't work because as this motor torques, that belt stretches, and then a manual tensioner can't adjust for that. So you have to use a factory style tensioner, but just get a brand new one. I don't know how it was, like it wasn't that much. Just replace it. Don't even mess around. She's running good. I'm psyched. Can't really drive it. This might be one of the last startups for a while. Next thing we got to do is pull the mid pipe off, or my the pipe for the cat back. I'm gonna get that ceramic coated also. With the supercharger, you could probably go to a 3-inch exhaust. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ceramic coat my exhaust all the way back. That's kind of like having, I think that adds about a 1/4 inch of pipe when it's ceramic coated because it controls the heat. So it flows like it's a bigger pipe. So we already paid for the pipe, so we'll just ceramic coat it. That's like $100. And then we'll have the best exhaust you can get for 2.5-inch exhaust other than the muffler. And it takes that muffler to keep this thing even halfway calm. It's loud. And the supercharger is probably going to be a little bit louder because now we're doubling the horsepower, or almost doubling it, so it's going to be loud. They got small things. They got this is one of the things, Edelbrock, you can fix. What is going on with these wires? This should be longer. You should be able to tuck this behind the air conditioning compressor and just have this one bare wire coming up here, just so it looks neater. Now you got this big mess right here. I don't know. I don't like that. I thought I could tuck that away, but that's not happening. So now I got this ugly mess of wires right there. Other than that, the Edelbrock install is pretty easy. It's easier than you think. Again, I think I said you lay towels down so you can rest the supercharger on it. That's probably the biggest thing, so you don't mess anything up so you don't mess up your intake gaskets. But yeah, she's in there. She's running good. I am not a fan of the stock tune. I didn't run it yet, but I was looking at it. It's got a bunch of weird stuff, but it has to be set up for emissions. So that stock Edelbrock tune, if you're just going to throw this on there, have a stock motor, just drive around, that's fine. But you're going to need at least some kind of an actual real tune on this thing to take advantage of it, to make it run a little smoother and better. I guess there's some quirks with the stock tune. So far mine seems fine. But these last months leading up to winter, I probably loaded 2 or 3 tunes a week. I think I've loaded up at least 20 to 40 tunes just in the last month. Trying to get as much tuning as I can with the naturally aspirated, because when you switch to the supercharger, you have so much more power, you're not going to be able to feel a lot of those little subtle changes. So I wanted to get the tune as good as I could possibly get it. So I was kind of in a rush, just doing everything I could possibly think of to adjust. Things I wanted to try, get it out of the way, so it's done. I'm glad I did. It was only running way better, but it was too cold. It's starting to get wheel spin, so we couldn't really put good times down to figure out where we're at. So the world's fastest naturally aspirated FRS project is on hold. We may go back to it if we are doing something and pull a supercharger off. But for the most part, for this summer, the supercharger project is on. I think the goal of this car is 12.5s with street tires. I think it's possible with the small pulley. So 10 pounds of boost, flex fuel. So I'm going to have 300 to 335 horsepower. Our goal is about 12.5s. That's not going to get us to the fastest. They'll probably be the fastest on record supercharged any car, but supercharged automatic for sure. But we got to get down to 12 flat if we want to beat that turbo car. I don't know if we'll get that done this summer. Depends on how good it's running. If it's running really good and pulling, we might throw on the other pulley and do a couple runs. See if we can knock that guy out of there. It'd be nice to run low tens with the small pulley. I mean, ultimately, if I could get this thing around 12 flat, the way it sits, and then that other pulley puts me in the 11s, that would be the way to go. I don't know if it's going to be possible. 12.5s, that should be possible. We'll see what we mile an hour at. So the way it sits, we should be able to mile an hour at 115. That'd be a good mid-12 second pass. We can get the mile an hour up to 120, then that's a 12 flat, 11 second car. That's what we're looking for. So yeah, project's going good. That's all there is to tell you. There's snow. We're kind of stuck. Tuning's over. You know, I did some data logs that are sitting in here idling, so there's really nothing more to data log. She's so quiet. I'm gonna like and not like having the Edelbrock being so quiet. It'll be nice that people don't know that it's so quiet. When you make a lot of whining and a lot of noise, people's expectation goes way up. When it's not that noisy, then people don't expect as much. You can surprise a lot more people, and if you don't surprise them, well, you have FRS. You can't lose racing people with the FRS. If you lose, it's an FRS. If you beat them, you beat them with an FRS. So it's other people don't want to race this kind of car. Yeah, I think that's it. We looked at the gearing. With the automatic, the gearing is so low that we should be fine. With your 4:10 ratio being 1:1 at 5th gear, should be good. I think 4th gear is going to get us right to about 113 or 115 on the rev limiter. So we'll be shifting right at the end of the quarter mile. The main thing will be is if it doesn't spin, or if we have to take gear out of it. That 410 gear might be too much. We might have to pull gear out of it to make this thing pull forward instead of just spinning the wheels. But I think that's it for this video. I don't know what else more I can do right now. I'm going to tweak on the tune a little bit, and then we're kind of stuck till spring until we can get out and drive it. It runs good. It runs perfect. Starts. It's a little raspy on the startup. We'll hear from the other video. A little raspy, but that's it, man. Alright, we're working on it. One project is over, another project is starting. That JSPH project might not be all the way over, but it was getting hard without spending a lot of money on it to make this thing go. So do the final things. The motor had what it needed, so I think we need to do stuff to the car, like a converter or something like that. Spend the big money to get it to go. Hopefully with this Edelbrock, the way it pulls in so low, hopefully we don't really need a converter. If we have to, we have to. But hopefully we can get it done without that. We can stall up to about 2,400 RPM, and hopefully that's enough where she's in some boost and can pull hard against that. That's it. If you guys like this stuff, subscribe, like, and share. The project is ongoing.